Big 550 KTRS. Boy, more and more real estate is heating up, and buyers and sellers are getting together. Kathy Helbig here every week to sort of give us insights into the markets. Good morning, Kathy Helbig.
Good morning.
Market's still rocking and rolling?
It is. It's picking back up. Usually this is a little bit of a slowdown with kids going back to school, but we are so busy, it's kind of crazy.
You're talking about a friend Kelly sent you, and it was a matter of hours, and they were locked in and loaded and ready to go, right?
She had been looking kind of sporadically for a while and not having a lot of direction, so we sat her down, figured out what she needed, got her in a car, got her in a couple houses, and bam, she's under contract.
So I told her she was all over the place. You guys reeled her in and able to.
Good.
Yeah.
All right, backup contracts. What do you mean by, but why do I need a backup contract if I have the first one?
So in this market, you're losing out to multiple offers a lot of times. And there is something called the backup contract, but a lot of people don't know about it, don't know that you can do it. And quite frankly, a lot of agents don't even tell their clients because they don't necessarily want to waste their time doing it, and they don't always understand the process either. So you don't really hear that word thrown out a lot as an option, but it typically shakes out maybe 10 to 15%, which is higher than the lottery, of you getting getting to have a backup contract go into primary. So what I'm saying is that if you are go for a house and let's say your bid wasn't the winning bid and the other buyer gets it, you can then negotiate a contract with that seller that is in the backup status. So if anything happens to that first contract, you are poised and ready to move into position of primary, so nobody else can get in the way between you. And a lot of people just kind of check out when they lost and go, I'm not going to do that. I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to get tied into something. What if I find another house? And that's the part that they don't understand about backup contracts. So backup contracts, you would negotiate with the seller as though there was no other contract. So all the terms go back and forth, in negotiations. You come to an agreement, everybody signs it, but there's a backup rider that says, for any reason at any time, I can pull out as the buyer. So you're not stuck. You're basically committing the seller to you, but you're not really as committed to the seller.
So you can hold that in second position and keep looking, and if you find a better house,
correct,
you can say never mind on that backup contract.
Exactly. And that's what people don't get, and a lot of agents don't explain it to them because, again, they don't want to write 50 different contracts that don't go through, so they kind of discourage people and go on. But I've seen backup contracts go into play numerous times. So if you are in love with that house, go for it. Why not? Just go ahead and negotiate it.
So how many times does the backup contract ultimately become the main contract?
That's what I'm saying. It's maybe 15%.
That's a lot.
It's not. It's a good chance.
Yeah.
So it takes you an hour of your time to sit down and write the contract. You may have to negotiate for a day or so with the seller, but it's worth it if you move into primary position.
Especially since in this market, because contracts are going like hotcakes.
Exactly. And then I was dealing with a client this week that the same scenario happened. They lost out on the contract because they didn't move fast enough. That's the other thing is people are not believing us when we tell you that if a house is hot, you can't sleep on it and wait till tomorrow. So they wanted to sleep on it. They waited till tomorrow. Well, those people accepted an offer at midnight that night. So, the encouragement was to put in the backup offer the next day. And their initial thoughts were, well, since we're backup, we would obviously come in much lower.
Right.
And I'm going, no. It's the other way around. When you're backup, you want to have such a great offer sitting there that you're encouraging that seller to maybe not be so easy to deal with on that primary contract when they're going through all the inspections, appraisals, because they know what they've got sitting there on the back burner. So there's strategy to all of this stuff, and we're here to educate you on that and try to get your houses, even if you miss it the first time, and it happens.
Hey, do you want to negotiate my next contract with KTRS?
I do. I'm going to negotiate my own.
Holy mackerel. There you go. Kathy Helbig in the Kathy Helbig Group. 18 years. She's 22 years old, but she spent 18 of those years in the real estate world in St. Louis City, St. Louis County, St. Charles County. The whole group takes care of you. Don't forget the app is fantastic. KathyHelbigGroup.com. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks, guys.
Good stuff today. 7:42, traffic, weather, sports, straight ahead. KTRS.